based on the direction. Second dash cam captured an object of a smaller shape and color, speed as he said the car traveled just a few miles south of Switzerland. The object appears to spark briefly as the tail forms behind a mild body before disappearing into view. So there's an interesting story. A meteor located in France. And here's a shocking one. This comes out of Richmond, Virginia. Anybody listening out of Richmond today? According to reports out of the Virginia affiliate in Richmond, Virginia, they experienced an earthquake that shook parts of Richmond region early Sunday. U.S. Geological Survey stated a magnitude 2.8 quake shortly after 3 a.m., according to the agency. The quake's epicenter was 6 miles southeast of, I guess it's Louisa. Paul Caruso, a geophysical at the USGS office in Golden, Colorado, stated the tremor was most certainly an aftershock of the August 23rd, 2011 magnitude 5.8 quake. I remember that one. That was the epicenter in Louisa. The quake was felt in southeastern Canada to Georgia, west of the Mississippi River. The epicenter on Sunday's quake was only about a mile from the 2011 quake's epicenter. Caruso stated that's, quote, that's within our margin of error. The 2011 quake caused damage estimated as high as $300 million. The quake's ill effects were greatest in Louisa, where it damaged thousands of homes, closed schools, 2 of them, temporarily shut down the North Anna nuclear power plant. No one was seriously injured, though. A Louisa Sheriff Department spokesman stated Sunday the quake prompted a handful of calls, none reporting any injuries or damage. The USGS maintains it did not feel its function, and its website, earthquakeusgs.gov, asking people to report if they felt a tremor and the intensity of the tremor. As of 5:30 Sunday, 237 people in 49 zip codes surrounding that epicenter reported feeling a weak or light tremor. Interesting. Wow. This was reported Sunday. And let's see, another earthquake with a registered magnitude off the shore of Papua New Guinea. That was a 6.3 that struck there in the island of New Britain on Monday. The U.S. Geological Society said that the quake struck 6 miles northwest of town of Rabadol in the northeast of New Britain Island. There's no immediate reports of any damage or casualties. That's the news in brief here on GJRB. Gary J. Russell with you, bringing you the best in Christian rock, and I've got more coming up here, so stay with me. New music, and we've got Petra along the way. You want to check that out. And some more great Christian classic rock here on GJRB. So stay with us. If you're on the internet and you're listening, glad you could be aboard. If you're listening within about a 9-foot radius, glad you're aboard too. Let's take a look at that forecast. Our national GJRB weather on the 5s. And let's take a look at our temperatures and your expected forecast along the GJRB listening area, coast to coast. Indianapolis, Indiana, you guys are expected partly cloudy with the high of 74, 50 degrees for tomorrow after a low of 45. Jackson, Mississippi, you're expected sunny skies, 81 degrees with partly cloudy skies and a high of 80 tomorrow. Kansas City, you guys are looking at 84, the high of 56 tomorrow. 84 today with the low of 44. And here in Iowa, we're looking at enjoying 75 degrees current temperature here in Clayton, Iowa. But it's going to get colder today as we get a cold front coming through, which is going to drop our temperatures considerably from today. And your local weather is available via your local TV or radio station, or watching your weather on any one of your local TV stations. That's a look at the weather and news on GJRB Online. Gary J. Russ with you, bringing you the best in Christian rock on the Positive Rock Show, bringing you classic Christian rock. That's what we're doing here. I hope you're enjoying it. Classic Christian rock from as far back as the 1980s, clear on through to now. That's what we're doing right now. Clear on through to now. And bringing you some really good ones. And of course, I'll throw some emerging artists in there as well to make things interesting. All right. Coming up now, though, I'm going to take a brief program break, and more Christian rock coming up on the Positive Rock Show on GJRB.
Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, how am I tuning into the past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radio Land. That you have nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between, like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radio Land.
Uploaded as the podcast Saturday, May 2nd on GJRB. Spring. Sunny, warmer weather, flowers blooming, and so are the programs on GJRB with the Spring Spectacular. More of your favorite new shows like Gary J. Sports Page and Bible Study. More ongoing shows like Up and Coming and its franchise shows. Big bands with Swing Time. Classic radio shows with Radio Land. Trivia Fun with Gary J's Radio and Television Classics. I'll have more music shows, including Rock and Roll Classic Oldies with Gary J's Good Times Great Oldies Show. And a great adult standards with Music and Memories with such artists as Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Patti Page, and more. I'll be taking phone calls live soon on the Gary Russell Program and have guests on my talk shows, including the Gary Russell Program, Gary J. Sports Page, and guests talking about the supernatural, UFOs, and government conspiracies on Way Out There. Spring is busting out all over during the GJRB Spring Spectacular. Now, going on GJRB.